Of course, there's drama from this past weekend at ESL Pro League Finals, guys, and this thing exploded. And first, before we get into this, let's just have a little thought out there. Maybe as fans, if you want to support your team, like, don't give them hints or don't try and ruin a moment or make a moment controversial, which was great CS regardless of the drama. And this past weekend, in case you missed who was in the grand finals, that being Eternal Fire, the Turkish CS fans going very heavy. We also had versus NAVI. They also had fans in the studio. And shortly after the victory for NAVI in map 5 of the entire series, which, by the way, we had a video yesterday about this. It was an amazing series. Tons of back and forth. Eternal Fire down 2-1. They force a map 5. It was awesome to watch.
Just 3 members of Eternal Fire to try and regain some control in what could be the last round in the ESL Pro League's 20th season. Maj3r up short has some control.
Bomb's in lower dark, so the finish. This is going to be tough. You need someone to provide you a bit of a miracle. Woxic still with the AWP. Woxic and Xantares with their captain. These 3 to piece the round together.
He's tracking them.
But the map, it always feels so small with these mid pushes. We're yet to see it manifest. They're just going to creep out short.
Oh, Bit playing a dangerous game. He jumps up, gets the info, confirms it. Can he get the kill as well? Chip damage onto Maj3r. Molly might limit his options. Yeah, he has to find a safe haven. Does so behind the box. Flash is great. Ima, is he brave enough to push the smoke? Alexi brought low. Maj3r will get the bomb down. Pushing through his Ima. Ima and Bit have done it for NAVI! Charging into the site. NAVI!
But shortly after that game ended, it was JL first that I saw who was being accused back on map 3, round 4 of Ancient of using the crowd to his advantage to end his clutch. And a lot of people were up in flames about this, especially some Turkish fans out there who were very prevalent all over Twitter, indicating he took some signs from the crowd of where he looked. Here's the clip that they are referring to.
Into the site, left and right, smokes are up. You can only spam. And it looks like now you've got the better end of that deal too. I spoke too soon. Xantares unloads his MP9, finds Alexi. Spam through the smoke to Bit. They've got the Smoko vision right now. It's up to Wonderful and JL.
I think Wonderful feels like he's got to get back to help JL, so he sinks back to ramp. A little bit of safety for this battle against Maj3r. Dinked and cleaned up, and now the AWP trained on towards ramp. It's on JL.
What can you do, JL? What can you do? Isolates, missed shot from Woxic. Xantares to provide the covering fire, pushing in. 2 of the 3, and now it looks like JL's done it. Maj3r with the kit on. JL, what's his play here? Pushes through and runs him down. NAVI will take the clutch. A little help from Malta.
That's heartbreaking, though, for Eternal Fire. 3-on-1 against JL at ramp, and you really got to feel like that should have never gotten that far out of control.
And very shortly after, it's JL saying, hey, I'm going to address this, by the way. That was me looking for the camera, which he has done plenty of times. If you watch JL, if you know JL, usually before or after big clutches, he will try and find the camera because that's the kind of guy he is. Even in that same clip, after the clutch, he finds the camera. So I am inclined to believe that he was looking for the broadcast camera, and unfortunately, like he said, he looked the wrong way, which may have been towards the crowd. I don't know. Then there were further responses of Coach Blad giving the thumbs up, which he later says he was actually thanking everybody. He was thanking the crowd because apparently it was the Turkish fans, according to him, that were making noise during the defuse, which gave JL maybe the indication to go in. So that's why he was doing the thumbs up. And then it just comes down to who's at fault there, right? There's so many different things. So that is JL's response. But it did continue with someone like Blad as he took to Twitter to continue the conversation. It was not just NAVI who was accused of using crowd indications or signals or noise, however you want to label it. It was also Eternal Fire who was accused in some instances, especially on Dust. And if you guys remember this, it was apparently the footstep by Wonderful. Was it heard or not? And my one regret is not betting on NAVI in a best of 5 because last time I bet with Thunderpick, our esports betting sponsor, 21 plus only, please bet responsible. It was on a NAVI best of 5, which they fell short in. So just unfortunate timing for me. But thanks to our sponsors for supporting us And thanks to you guys for supporting us, because this series had a lot of back and forth. A lot of people were angry. As Blad says, it was a good final, but it's important to note that Turkish fans were sitting just 5 meters away from Eternal Fire. During the match, they were shouting in Turkish, giving away our positions. People who understand Turkish confirm this. They received multiple warnings, but continued doing it this way. In the moment when JL won the 1v3 and Maj3r was defusing the bomb, it was the Turkish fans who started making noises during the defuse, for which I jokingly thanked them for the hint by showing 2 thumbs up. And then it was Zipex also responded to this, saying, hey, been a part of the game for as long as I remember, and sadly, studio environments with crowds is the easiest to utilize. The trickery becomes when players intentionally make actions to utilize is that the players or the fans' fault, i.e. crosshair checking places through walls. So like you have a player who briefly goes to a wall and looks for a reaction to see if someone is maybe there. And no matter what side you end up on, I want to make a quick note. I just think this is going to be the end of studio settings. Like they're not going to allow it if in an EPL Grand Finals, this is the kind of controversy that comes up. They're just going to have to change it or seat him further back, which does suck because it was a lively environment. It was very cool to see both sides had fans. Maj3r also responded to Blad, though, clarifying some information. As Blad said, there was multiple warnings, which is a pretty big thing to throw out there. But Maj3r says, Blad, we never hear them giving us information. You had 30 to 40 fans, and we had only 10 to 15. I lost my clutch on Ancient because of the fans. Even Bit said there was no kit because we were in eco. I had one, but it's your fans who cry. They're not Turkish. My 1v1 versus Wonderful also on Dust 2. He steps tunnel. We clearly hear it in game. The only thing is both teams suffer about this for the complete fans yelling. Sorry for lack of translation, guys. In every situation, I can assure you, you can ask audio about our full team speak. We never hear or my teammate give me information about the game. Congratulations on your win again. Which Blad said, nobody said you were hearing info from your fans, but I mean, that's, for me personally, that's what I thought he was insinuating. Fact that they were shouting it constantly. About the Ancient clutch, you said you should rewatch the VOD. Turkish fans were screaming during your defuse, and I've addressed the thumbs up to their side, which I read earlier in his reply tweet. And this is where Sponge jumps in, and I want you guys to hear it very closely. Listen very closely. We'll play both perspectives from that Dust 2 round. Did Maj3r hear Wonderful's footstep? Me personally, and I can see it on the audio bar and in the POV that Sponge gives us, you do hear the step. And that is what Eternal Fire is claiming here as well. So you guys can listen for it. So at the end of the day, we have NAVI being accused of using NAVI fans or Turkish fans. We have Eternal Fire being accused of using their fans as well. Both sides having these random clips and compilations, which albeit I was not there, all right? I don't know exactly where JL was looking. I choose to trust the players in the situation. Hopefully nobody was, you know, using indications too abusively. But at the end of the day, the biggest fault here lies with the studio and the format and allowing fans to be so close to their teams. And this might just be the end of that if this is the controversy that's going to happen during a series that was so awesome and so back and forth, and then it just ends with all of this drama around, did you cheat? No, we didn't, but you did, and like you got warnings, and I was just signaling because they gave us an indication, but it was good for us because they kind of gave it away. You know, it's a bunch of back and forth. At the end of the day, NAVI win the series. I do respect the fact that a lot of the Eternal Fire players were like, hey, good series again, just so you guys know. Want to clear the air on this because you guys are coming at us. But a lot of Turkish fans were going at NAVI, so I can't really blame Blad for clarifying things either. It's just a bad look, man. Like, if you are the fans there, cheer for CS. Don't try and ruin the moment that is often covered so much when it's signaling and all that crap. Like, it always comes out after, so like, just cheer for the CS. That's all you got to do. So that is the NAVI versus Eternal Fire drama. What do you guys think? It's just a sad thing, right? Like, whose fault is it for a player if they hear cheering? Are they supposed to use that indication or not? Like, and so, I mean, it's the fans in the studio, man, and maybe something will change. What do you guys think about this? Till next time, take care of yourselves, all right? Drink up, water and coffee. I'll see you back here sometime soon.